3, 2, 1. Hello, YouTube. Let's try it a different way this time. How you doing, YouTube? Otaku here. We're gonna be getting back into it again with the 320. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna go down that voice. It was an experiment. I went ahead and tried a different method when approaching this video today. If you haven't been onto this channel before, please go to the description. My name is Otaku. I'm going to be your personal narrator. If you have been onto this channel before, grab your eucalyptus, grab your equipment, and let's begin. Clink, clink, clink. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Alright. I'm gonna pack myself another quick bowl before we begin. That was a lovely touch. I feel pretty good. I also have this lemonade sativa. It has a THC potency of 200 milligrams. Well, just a swig. Alright. Let's get back into this. Page 47. We're going to be doing this for a whole hour. Alright, let's get this underway. Let's just start from the top, just so. Actually, we're all the way down here. I'm gonna buy a car and shove along west, where it's easy living. There ain't nothing here. 50 cents a clean income for chopping cotton, and folks begging for the chance to chop. They ain't gone yet? Question mark. Oh. No, said Molly. No, that I know. Last I heard it was 4 days ago when I seen your brother Noah out shooting jackrabbits. And he says, they're aiming to go in about 2 weeks. John got his notice he got to get off the land. You just go on right. You just go on about 8 miles to John's place. You'd find your folks piled on John's house like gophers in a winter barrow. That's actually where we ended off. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay, said Tom. You can ride on your way. You ain't changed a bit, Molly. If you want to tell about something off northwest, you point your nose straight southeast. Molly said truculently. You ain't changed neither. You was a smart aleck kid, and you still a smart aleck now. You ain't telling me how to skin my life by any chance. Tom grinned. No, I ain't. If you want to drive your head into a pile of broken glass, there ain't nobody that can tell you different. You know this here preacher, don't you, Molly? Question mark. Reverend Casey. Why, sure. Don't look over. Remember him well. Casey stood up and the two shook hands. Glad to see you again, said Molly. You ain't changed around for a hell of a long time. Be off asking questions, said Casey. What happened here? Question mark. Why are they kicking folks off the land? Question mark. Molly's mouth snaps shut so tight that the little parrot's beak in the middle of his upper lip stuck down over his underlip. He scowled. Them sons of bitches, he said. Them dirty sons of bitches, I tell you, man. I'm staying. They ain't getting rid of me. If they throw me off, I'll come back. If they figure I'll be quiet underground, why, I'll take a couple, 3 of them sons of bitches along with me. He patted a heavy weight onto the side of his coat pocket. I ain't a-going. My pa come here 50 years ago, and I ain't a-going. Tom said, what's the idea of kicking the folks off their land? Question mark. Oh! Exclamation point. They talk pretty about it. You know what kind of years we've been having? Dust coming up and spoiling everything so the man dinky enough crop to plug up an ant's ass. And everybody's got bills in the groceries. You know how it is. Well, the folks that own the land says we can't afford to keep no tenants. And they says they share a tenant gets to just be the margin of profit and we can't afford to lose. And they say if they put all of our lands in one piece, we could just hardly make her pay. So they tractor all the tenants off the land, all except me. And by God, I ain't going. Tommy, you know me. You know me all your life. I ain't going. Damn right, said Tom. All my life. Well, you know I ain't a fool. You know this land ain't no good. Never was much good except for grazing. Never seen a broker up. But now she's caught and damn near to death. And only they didn't tell me I gotta get off. Why, I'll probably be in California right now eating grapes and picking oranges when I wanted. But when sons of bitches say I gotta get off, and Jesus Christ, a man can when he's told to! Exclamation point. Sure, said Tom. I wonder if Paul went so easy. I wonder Grandpa didn't kill nobody. Nobody never told Grandpa where to put his feet. And Ma ain't nobody you could push around neither. I seen her beat the hell out of a tin peddler with a live chicken one time, 'cause he gave her an argument. She had the chicken in one hand and the axe in the other, about to cut the head off. She aimed to go for the peddler with the axe, but she forgot which hand was which, and she takes after him with the chicken. Couldn't even eat that chicken when she got done. There wasn't nothing but a pair of legs in her hands. Gramps throwing his hip out joint laughing. How did my folks go so easy? Question mark. Well, the guys that come around talking nice as pie, you gotta get off. It ain't our fault. Wells, I say, whose fault is it? Question mark. I'll go and nut the fella. It's the Shawnee Land and the Cattle Company. I just got orders. Who's the Shawnee Land and Cattle Company? Question mark. It ain't nobody. It's a company. Got a fella crazy. There was nobody you could lay for. Got the folks and got tired out looking for something to be mad at. But not me. I'm mad at it all. I'm staying. A large red drop of sun lingers on the horizon and then drooped over and was gone. And the sky was brilliant over the spot where it had laid, in a torn cloud. Like a bloody rag hung over the spot of its going, and dust crept over the sky from the eastern horizon, and darkness crept over the land from the east. The evening star flashed and glistened in the dust. The gray cat sneaked away towards the open barn shed and passed inside like a shadow. Tom said, well, we ain't gonna walk no 8 miles to Uncle John's place tonight. Page 50. The dog's all burned up. How'd if we go in your place, Mooley? That's only about a mile. Won't do no good, Mooley said, embarrassed. My wife and my kids and her brother all took off to California. There wasn't nothing to eat. They wasn't mad at me, so they went. There wasn't nothing to eat here. The preacher stirred nervously. Should have went too. Shouldn't have broke up the family. I couldn't, said Mooley Graves. Something just wouldn't let me. Well, by God, I'm hungry. Oh, those two. Well, by God, I'm hungry, said Tom. 4 solemn years I've been eating right on the minute. My gut is yelling bloody murder. What you got to eat, Mooley? Have you been getting any dinner? Question mark. Mooley said, ashamed. For a while, frogs and squirrels and prairie dogs sometimes had to do it. But now I got some wire noose on the tracks and a dry string brush. Get rabbits and sometimes a prairie chicken. Skunks get caught and coons too. He reached down, picked up his sack, and emptied it on the porch. 2 cottontails and a jackrabbit fell out and roped over limply, soft and furry. God almighty, said Tom. It's more than 4 years since I've had freshly killed meat. Casey picked up one of the cottontails and held it by its hand. You sharing with us, McGoley Graves? He asked. McGoley fidgeted in embarrassment. I ain't got no choice in the matter. He stopped in the ungracious sounds in his own words. Ain't like I mean it, that ain't I mean, he stumbled. What I mean, if a fella's got something to eat and another fella's hungry, why, the first fella ain't got no choice. I mean, suppose I pick up my rabbits and I go out somewhere to eat. Then what? See? I see, said Casey. I could see that. Molly's a good person, even if he is a little pissy. I see, said Casey. I could see that. Molly sees something there. Tom? Molly's got a hold on of something, and it's too big for him, and it's too big for me. Young Tom rubbed his hands together. Who's got a knife? Question mark. Let's get this here miserable rodents down. Let's get at 'em. Molly reached into his pants pocket and produced a large horn-handled pocket knife. Tom Joel took it from him, opened the blade, and smelled it. He drove the blade again and again into the ground and smelt it again, wiped it up its trouser legs, and felt the edge with his thumb. Molly took a quart bottle of water out of his hip pocket and set it on the porch. Go easy on that there water, he said. That's all there is. This here's well's filled in. Tom took up a rabbit in his hand. One of you go get some bale wire out of the barn. We'll make a fire with some of this broken plaque from the house. He looked at the dead rabbit. There ain't nothing so easy to get ready as a rabbit, he said. He lifted the skin of the back, slit it, put his hands in the hole, and tore the skin off. All right, before we go any further, I'm going to smoke real quick. Put his fingers in the hole and tore the skin off. It slipped off like a stocking. Slipped off the body to the neck. We get a little bit of water too before we continue. Hydration check. It slipped off like a stocking. Slipped off the body to the neck, and off the legs to the paws. Joel picked up his knife again and cut off the head and the feet. He laid the skin down, slit the rabbit along the ribs, shook out the intestines onto the skin, and then threw the mess off into the cornfields. And the clean, muscled little body was ready. Joel cut off the legs and cut the meaty back into 2 pieces. He was picking up the second rabbit when Casey came back with a snarl of barbed wire in his hand. Now build up a fire and put some steak up, said Tom. Jesus Christ, I'm hungry for all these creatures. He cleaned and cut up the rest of the rabbits and strung up on the wire. Muley and Casey tore splinter boards from the wrecked house corners and started a fire. They drove a stake into the ground on each side to hold the wire. Muley came back to Joel. Look out for boils on the jackrabbit, he said. I don't like to eat no jackrabbit with boils. He took a little clog bag from his pocket and put it out on the porch. Tom said, "That jack was clean as a whistle. Thank God. You got salt too by any chance? You got some plates and a tin in your pocket?" He poured salt onto his hand and sprinkled it over onto the piece of rabbit strung on the wire. The fire leaped and threw shades onto the house, and the dry wood crackled and snapped. The sky was almost dark now, and the stars were out sharply. The gray cat came out of the barn shed and trotted meowing towards the fire, but nearly there, it turned and went directly to one of the little piles of rabbit entrails on the ground. It chewed and swallowed, and the entrails hung from its mouth. Casey sat on the ground beside the fire, feeding its broken pieces a board. Pushing the long board onto the flame are off their ends. Whew. Honestly, I'm gonna have to stop here at page 52. I do apologize. I had a lovely time with everybody here. It looks like it's time for my trip to begin, so you guys take care.